Hey everybody, so this was really fun. Yeah, so I've been broadcasting for the last 30 minutes or so. After it crashed on me, I started to back up. And I thought everything was on, but the problem is sometimes, Brandon, when you talk, I think it's streaming.
Uh,
Not your fault, it's just that's what I realized. And then I'm like, how does that have no viewers? Like, there's always at least one. And then I looked, and I'm like, oh, that's because it's not broadcasting. That's great. So it doesn't really matter when I speed this up, you know,
uh,
like a million fucking times per second. Like, but it's kind of sucks. Like all this shit. Whatever. Let me try and just turn some of this on. That's why I hate it when it fucking crashes like that, because it's like I can lose my whole rhythm. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
so whatever, dude. It happens, you know.
Hmm.
I don't know why. I don't know why it happens.
I think this chair looks cool. And I'm gonna just send you this. Then I don't know. You'll probably hate it. Send you a file. I was trying to match these chairs to coincide with the design of the windows and such on the cafe to give it all around cohesive feel. That's why I've just been messing with it. But because I don't know, I was having trouble with the cutouts. How to work on Windows.
You sent it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see.
And then all I have, I mean, besides the chairs, I just have to tweak those top windows that point out. I'm gonna have to just remake them from beginning because I don't know how to alter the component. Or I guess I can figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know why you add all that stuff on the back, dude. You're just killing yourself. All I wanted you to do was take the chair and just add 4 poles sticking up and then the top seat. You know what I mean? Like all these little things you're adding, like the little boxes and circles, they're not gonna show up when I draw from a distance, dude.
All right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Remember
just
when I
haven't.
told you you're killing yourself for no reason? Like,
Yeah.
please listen to me, dude. You know
No,
what I
I'm
mean?
I'm listening. It's just
I
here's
can't use it, Brandon. Do you understand what I'm saying?
right.
So, so just right here, dude, you're killing yourself. Look, I'm gonna show you, right? I want to show you. I want you to really pay attention now, please. Okay? Watch how far I zoom out. Can you fucking see that shit?
Mm-mm.
Do you see how you're killing yourself?
Right. The thing I'm having problems with is when I try to delete to make. I'm just having trouble making the bars when I delete space. So I'm just trying to
Dude, all you
figure.
gotta do is take a cylinder, make a cylinder, drag it up. You know what I mean? Like it's a box here. It's a leg that hangs down. It doesn't have to be cut out into triangles and shit. You know? And it's like 3 tubes and a box.
I
I
just
don't know what's so hard about that, dude. Like,
I don't know, it just looked janky when I did it, so I just didn't want it to look
yeah,
janky.
well, it's gonna be painted over. It's this far out.
All right.
Like, dude, how the fuck? Like, what does that look like from here?
Nothing.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll just go back
See, I
to
don't get annoyed. I get annoyed when you're sitting here breathing heavily into the fucking mic, telling me how you don't know how to fucking do something, and you're doing something you made up. No one asked you to do that, right?
all right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, did I get all in a tivy because this isn't perfectly curved and shit? No, I just paint that through. It doesn't matter, right?
All right.
Where's the little ball that goes on top here? I painted a little ball, right? Let's take a fucking sphere and put a ball on there.
All right.
Like, please, dude, just follow the guide. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
When I say do something, just do it because, quite frankly, dude, like, you are driving yourself nuts. You should be done by now.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say it again. Like, you got that. I need the little lantern made, right? So it actually looks like the lantern. What is this shit? I can't paint over that, right?
All right.
I need the big shapes, dude. So I go in and add the details. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That's all I've asked of you, and you're killing yourself here. I
Well,
mean, you're doing good work, dude. But and look, that door's still the fucking same size.
I made it shorter.
Okay, I'm gonna show you something, dude. Like, I'm gonna take your chair and assume this chair is actually at the size of a person, right?
No, the chair's only about 2 to 3 feet tall.
Okay, well, if a person walks through here and they're sitting down, the person probably comes up to about this high. This is a pretty tall door. Like, how high are these tables off the ground?
3 feet.
Okay, so a person's gonna sit what, like this? So that means a person's probably gonna come to what, about here?
Yeah.
It's pretty big for a rear exit, don't you think? Or is this porthole? Like, there's just something. The scale is off on this exit. I'm telling you right now, dude.
All right, I'll make it smaller.
Do the measurements. Like, this door is bigger than that. Do you see what I'm saying?
All
Like,
right.
look at it. What is wrong there?
Gotcha.
This needs to be centered above here, right? This window,
All right.
right? Like, there's going to be a bigger gap here, the same gap that would appear, like, this gets moved center there. This doesn't go on the door. This goes above here.
Yeah. All right.
Copy whatever's here and put it right there.
All right.
Same little knobs and stuff. You don't have to have some big thing sticking out of it. You're just creating work for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you're creating work that doesn't need to be done, and like you're not doing the things that need to be done. You should be done by now.
All right.
I'm just this is what and this is a good lesson for everyone paying attention. You go to an art department, an art director says, "Hey, do this, this, and that." I'm not pissed because you didn't listen to me. I'm pissed because you're wasting your time. You know what I mean? Like, if you were hooking up some shit, like, "Hey, you spent a good time trying to figure out a little design on this window. Did I bitch about that?"
Mm-mm.
No, because I can see it, right?
All right.
No matter where I zoom out, I'm gonna be able to something like, "Hey, that's pretty cool." Okay, great, right? I mean, fucking dude, what am I supposed to do with that chair, man?
All right.
So whatever, it's done. I don't want you changing it. You just take it, make sure the shit's sized proportionally, and I'll just paint over it. You wasted your time. You're done with the chair. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're done. Like, no more chair time for you. So get these things back here fixed. Fix the back door so we can move on with this shit.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, I just want you done here in the next hour. Fix the sizing of the windows. And is there anything else? I just make sure everything's to scale. Because now you're telling me this guy is a different thing, and this isn't, and that is, you know? When I look at it, I should be able to say this chair is in relation to this, and you're telling me nothing's in relation to that. So I don't know what's in relation to what. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I try to give you an example, you're like, oh no, but this isn't that, and it's only this and that. So when you send me something, make sure it's at scale, so I can be like, yeah, that's, I mean, how am I supposed to know? If you send me this and that isn't in scale to something, how am I supposed to know? You know? What if this chair is as big as the building?
Gotcha. It's not, but
But do you understand what I'm saying? I have to
right.
make an extreme example.
Right.
Because right now, if I look at that chair and look at that door, what do I think? I think that's a fucking giant that lives in that house, right?
Right.
That's the world's biggest porthole, dude. I mean, that fucking door handle will be the size of a Buick. You know what I mean? Like, that's the size of a cement slab. So just fix the scale.
All right.
You know, these seem like vaulted doors a little bit bigger than an average person. Okay, great, gives a little bit of a medieval feel. That looks fucking jank. All right.
All
So
right.
see this little curve? See how this curves over here? All this shit. You just mimic that shit over here. All right.
All right.
Move this over here and get that up there, and then you're done. You're done. You're good to go. I want the interior going. You know what I mean? This is all good. This is fine as is. Don't do no more to this. The wood's gone across great. Just repeat like some windows back here. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the center put the circle. Well, it's not even gonna matter. Just put one here and one here, okay?
All right.
These windows, put one here, one there, and that's that. Center this shit. So there's gonna be a little bit more of a gap right here, all right?
All right.
And don't worry about that because I can paint foliage and shit else is fine. I'm tired of looking at this fucking thing.
All right.
Swear to God, it's a block model, Brandon. Do you realize if I did it, it would look 10 times more jankier? So I appreciate the effort. Believe me, I do. But we have a whole universe to build. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Don't be like James, where he gets all fucking hyper focused on some shit. And then goes, well, but you. No, I'm working on the bigger shit, you know? I'm designing a whole fucking game cave and shit. Like, just fucking do it. Jesus. I appreciate your effort, but you're just, it's just pointless. And I know those sounds. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So you've never worked in an art department. I know sounds, dude. Those are the sounds of a person who's doing the wrong thing. And I've done it to myself. You know how many times I've made those noises? Come to find out, Dave's like, oh, but this isn't what we talked about. Oh, but it's better than what we talked about. But it isn't. Great. Then we should have talked about that at the time, and he could have been okay. He don't even want to use. Guess what I just did?
Same
I
thing.
stayed up. Yeah, I stayed up all fucking night for something he don't even want. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've already made those mistakes, man, and I'm begging you to not make them. For your own sake, I'm begging you not to make them. God, you could have been done with the interior by now. You better not touch that chair. I, I don't want to get the chair back and it's the other way around. You leave the chair alone. That's for you. That's for you to realize every time you see that chair. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You own that chair now. That's your shit.
I'm putting them around the tables now.
Because there's going to be some times, dude, when we're working on something, and I'm like, this is going to be hard. It's going to fucking take your night. You know what I mean? So, sorry to ruin your life. You know? I can't have you doing that over this shit. Because then it's like I got points, right? And I have to allot certain, and you go, oh, it won't matter. I'll always do this. No, you won't. Like, I'm telling you right now. If everything's an emergency, if everything's trouble, guess what happens, Brandon? Right?
Nothing
You get
works
burnt
right.
the fuck out. Okay? I'm telling you right now, dude. No matter how excited you are to be about, there's only so much you can do. And then you know what happens? Then all your work starts to suffer. Do you catch my drift?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to have the what happened? You used to be so good conversation. Fucking don't do what just don't do it. Like just don't, for the love of God do it. You know? I mean it'll be a great social experiment. The whole podcast will be turned into it. I just want to make cool shit, man. All
Right.
right? I do. And so you let me be the fucking judge of what's good enough. Please? All
Mm-hmm.
right? You do this for 4 or 5 years, you put in the fucking time, then you can tell me. All right? There's ships to build, and all that shit's designed right now. It's not like you have to wait for me to do it?
Right.
And I want to get that shit to the backers. I want them to see stuff. These aren't production. You're gonna get a whole chance to build some of this shit all over again. You know, in 3D. So if you got a big itch to fucking render some chairs, you'll get your fucking day, dude. You know, like you're gonna get your day. But we need primitives and we need speed. You know,
Mhm.
and it needs to be at a certain. I mean, again, weights, right?
Yeah.
You don't see me going. Look, did you see me zooming in on fucking this chick and noodling her to ultimate perfection? No, you don't, right?
Right.
Because it doesn't. The piece doesn't need it, right? It's
Correct.
working just fine. You don't see me go, oh man, now I'm gonna go and redo everything all over from scratch and make her ultimate. The piece is fine. You know how long it took me to learn this?
Years.
Years, Brandon. Hours you haven't suffered through yet. You know? I don't want you to, man. I really don't. I do this not because I'm frustrated that, shit's not getting done. It's because I just see you going down a certain way, And I want it to stop. I want to think that I can stop people from making these mistakes. I'd like to believe that our projects can be nothing but like that was fucking fun. It was hard, but shit, that was cool. All right?
Hmm.
Only way that happens is if you listen. All I'm asking you to do is just listen. So that's that. That's my rant. We can move on. You made a whole new mistake. Don't do it again.
Hmm.
10 years from now, you'll hire. You'll find some kid. You know, shit's gonna crash on me, isn't it? It's gonna crash on me.
Oh, well, I don't know.
See if it crashes. Oh no, I think I muted my phone. I don't know. The last time it made that noise, it crashed. I think it's gonna crash. Remember that time I said, "Hey, it made a noise. It might crash."
Hmm.
I think it's gonna crash again. I don't know what the fuck's up with that. Well, this piece is good enough for YouTube. I won't be streaming any more of this. But it probably just did the mute thing. This commission's done. Doesn't need any more work. Yeah, there's this little thing artists love to do. And it's when they get given instructions, they like to imagine in their head while the person's talking to them. Instead of taking really good notes and then forming the image after everything's said and done. And then repeating the notes to them and then building that image based off that feedback. And if more artists just learn to do it that way, they'd save themselves a lot of revisions. I can tell you how many times I've been like, Joe, you didn't listen to anything I just said. No, no, I got it. All right. Okay. All right. Well, you said to do that. No, I said to do this. Oh, you meant. Well, I thought you meant. I know. I know. Believe me, I know.
The problem,
Believe me.
the problem I had was I made it with the cutouts with the bars. It's just I don't know how to. I have trouble with deleting. Let's say if I delete the spaces where the bars aren't connected and then filling it in.
But Brandon, look at me. Watch right now. Right. I'm gonna
Okay.
take a little white piece of fucking board here. Right. And I'm just gonna quickly. How hard is it from scratch to make that piece, make this piece, and make this piece? How hard is that? To
Not
make them
hard.
all and then just applying them together. How hard is that? And there's this, and if that table is to scale, then you just scale that component to the table. You catch my drift?
Mm-hmm.
Did I say this needs to be measured out perfectly 2.5 by? No, I didn't, right? Long as one thing, the major thing is to scale. From there, you can sort of fudge everything else, dude.
All right.
These aren't architectural documents, right? Because watch what happens, right? You take this model, you got all this stuff in there, you got all this shit, right? Then I come over and do this to it, you know? I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Are those scribbles to fucking scale? What do they mean? You know what I mean?
Right.
You you don't have to go and then be like, well, then I know what you're doing. All you had to do was from scratch, just make a new cylinder and a fucking thing, and stick it on there and have a fucking table. Boom, boom, boom. Chair just done, dude. How long does that take?
Not long.
Not long. But then you go, that's janky. I'll be the decision maker on what's janky and not janky. I mean, how do you like making things that I don't use? Does that seem like a really good use of time? Couldn't you have gotten sleep or played Madden or some shit?
I don't.
I'm not asking you to stay up all night working on my stuff, am I? No, I'm saying just knock the shit out, move on to the next thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, do you want to know what the best feeling in the world is, dude? In my opinion, for an artist, when you did your job that day and you have the whole fucking day to do whatever. You know? And you're like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, I really did my work for the day. Not you just keep continually chasing work. I really did my work today. And if you're fucking around with the chair, I mean, come on, dude. You know? You know who's gonna get the blame for that? Me. Like, not now. 20 moves from now. This is why you don't play chess, right? I'm seeing 20 moves ahead, Brandon. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I've already been there. And you're doing this just fine. You're doing it far better than I thought you would. So, much like the last time we had this conversation, just don't do it again, dude. You know? Because we got so much more to do. The whole interior needs to be made. Can't tell you how many times I've worked on a project and been like, I never want this one to end. Because it's looking good. Everyone's happy. And to start over, and maybe you're not thinking that, but you'd be surprised how often the subconscious works that way. And you know who used to tell me I thought too much about this shit was my art director. You know who tells me I'm pretty keen now? My art director. Didn't start off that way, you know? Rob was crazy, but over time you start to see,
All right.
like I know what it is, dude. I understand this shit, you know? Because I've been through it. I never cared if fucking Tom and these guys weren't happy with shit. I'd be like, whatever. Dave, I gave a shit about, Because I respect Dave in the way that you respect me. I grew up with Dave Halverson's shit, you know? So when
Mm-hmm.
I let Dave down, I was like, fuck. I just never want to let Dave down. I want Dave to get something and be like, that's fucking awesome, you know? That was a new feeling for me. Before, everything else was just freelance. I was like, well, I'm just taking this shit on and, you know? Not only did I want to do a good job, I actually wanted Dave to be kind of like, hey, that's fucking dope, you know? But that did not come easy. Those Killer Instinct pieces, he wasn't happy with that stuff, you know?
All right.
He liked the Dragon's Lair. He didn't ask for it. That was my thing. He didn't like the Battletoads thing I did. He didn't like the whatever. It wasn't until I did the Critters piece, you know? And even then, he didn't. At first, he didn't like it because I had this weird layout he didn't get, you know. And then he loved it. And then the second one I did, all he wanted me to do with the second one was extend the top to finish the piece, right? And I went and created this whole second part two thing. And I'm telling you, the layout on that's janky, dude. No one likes it, you know. I don't sell one of those fucking things compared to the other one. And he was right. I should have gone back. I should just finish that layout, you know. Made it a two-parter. I got all fucking high speed, you know. Then I went and tried it again with the fucking Mass Effect, and I should have listened to him and done Mass Effect in my style, but similar to the game. And I went and did this fucking weird Stephen Platt looking thing. I don't fucking know why, you know, but that's what I
Right.
decided to do. And you know who didn't fucking want to pay me to do it was EA. And Dave had to pull strings to get me that money because they went out of business. You know, and you want to, dude. I've been through these things. You know.
Right. I get you. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick and get some water. I'll be right
Cool.
back. I'm back.
Cool.
Let's see here. Draw. Use span. Draw the spear. All right. Red and green.
114.
What are you adding now?
A little depth of field. Chromatic abrasion. You almost done?
Getting there. I added the I added the spears to the front railing. I am all the
You had a
chairs.
little ball?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Spare ball.
Sphere. I
Spheres.
said spear.
Now I can't say the word correctly.
Alright.
So and I put the chairs all in place. I just fixed the window above the emergency exit, so it's directly above it. Now I'm fixing the emergency exit size.
Well, that's that, folks. This piece is done.
So yeah, all I
Brandon,
got
you can
left.
hang on. I'm just gonna hit stop broadcast.